More criticism tonight of the company that produces the ISTEP test, with some educators describing this week's testing as a disaster.
And while the testing appeared to go more smoothly today, others are calling for a new vendor. RTV6 reporter Norman Cox has today's developments from the State House.
State Superintendent Glenda Ritz says testing went much more smoothly today, with few of the shutdowns that forced her to order a halt to testing on Monday and Tuesday. But one of the reasons things went better was because Ritz ordered a 50% cutback in testing.
I have been in contact with CTB.
Ritz told the state board today that capacity problems with CTB McGraw-Hill's servers produced the earlier shutdowns, which stopped many students in mid-answer. The capacity problem arose partly because Indiana and Oklahoma were testing on the same day. Board members called the testing frustrating and embarrassing. One even called it a disaster.
Teachers put their heart and soul in these students. They want to see growth on the test, and the test doesn't work. So how would you feel? It's disastrous, yes.
One board member questioned whether doing the test in shifts would allow some students to feed answers to their friends. But Ritz told reporters afterward that the test is structured to prevent that.
Because it's online, there are many different versions of that test. In fact, students are not sitting next to students with the same questions even. And so there are multiple forms of the assessment, and that's always important when you do online testing, to be sure that that's in place.
Some board members want the state to pursue CTB McGraw-Hill for breach of contract and find a new vendor. The head of the House Education Committee says Indiana has a good test he would hate to throw out, but does want the company to be held accountable.
Whether it's a CTB McGraw-Hill issue, there's no question if it is their problem that we ought to be holding them accountable. And I think the contract hopefully was drawn up in such a way that we have some sort of actions we can take when they fail to meet up with the contract as it was laid out.
Ritz says her goal right now is just to get through the testing, then determine whether the foul-ups spoiled the validity of the scores. At the State House, I'm Norman Cox, RTV6.
Ritz's office says that as of late this afternoon, more than 300,000 students had completed the test today. She's again recommending that schools cut back testing by 50% tomorrow. CTB McGraw-Hill, which administers the test, issued a statement saying, quote, "We sincerely apologize to Indiana students, parents, teachers, and Superintendent Ritz for this unfortunate situation." The company said it has adjusted its system setting and increased hardware to improve performance.